Should Department of Education employees take advantage of the $25,000 buyout offer that was sent this weekend, where you only have till Monday to resign? I'll tell you my thoughts. I'm not an employment lawyer, but I'm a former government lawyer who early retired in January of this year. And I will tell you that if I was in this position, I wouldn't take this. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just going to tell you that this offer is not nearly as good as it seems. First of all, whenever somebody gives you an offer where you have to decide quickly, like in a used car lot, when you're looking at something online and they say this offer goes away in X minutes, they're putting time pressure on you because they know it's a bad offer, and this is a bad offer in my opinion. I'll tell you why. It says up to $25,000, up to $25,000, and you have to resign. And this VSIP is supposed to be a voluntary resignation. So if they fire you, you will be able to collect unemployment. If you take this VSIP, this Voluntary Separation Incentive Payment, you will not get unemployment. Second of all, the RIF payment, the VSIP payment says up to $25,000. And you will probably not get that $25,000 or anywhere near that, especially if you are a newer employee. So it says you get the lesser of $25,000 or what you would be entitled to if you were terminated. So if you are terminated and the amount you would have gotten is more, you will get the greater amount and you will get unemployment. If under termination, you would only be entitled to $5,000 severance and you accepted this supposed $25,000 VSIP, you will only get the $5,000. You will not get the $25,000, and you will not be entitled to unemployment. So if you did wait for them to fire you, you will still get your $5,000 and you will get unemployment. Where am I getting this from? Well, let's look at my VSIP offer when I left the federal government. So it says it's an amount equal to the severance pay that you'd be entitled to receive under 5 USC 5595C or $25,000. So it's the amount you would get would be the lesser of those two, So whichever is less. So what does 5595C give you? Two things. So depending on how long you've worked there, for the first 10 years that you worked for the government, you would get 1 week of pay. 1 week of pay for the first 10 years. If you worked more than 10 years for the federal government, like 15 or 20 years, for the years after that, you would get 2 weeks basic pay. And if you are over 40 when you're getting this payment, for the years that you're being paid that you were over 40, you would get an additional 10% of the severance. So let's walk through an example and you'll see how that would go. So let's take a hypothetical employee. We'll call this person Pat because it could be a man or a woman, like Pat on Saturday Night Live. And let's say this person is 45 years old and has 20 years of service. So they're not 50, so they wouldn't be eligible for the VERA. So for a voluntary early retirement offer, you'd have to be 50 and have 20 years of service. This person has 20 years of service but is not 50. They're 45, so they would not be eligible for the VERA. They would be eligible for the VSIP, though. So under 5 USC 5595, as we said, you'd get 1 week pay for the first 10 years, 2 weeks pay for the second 10 years, and then get an age adjustment for the years where you're over 50. So, sorry, over 40. So she's 45 or he's 45. So 5 of those years, you would get an extra 10%. So let's look at different salaries. Let's assume Pat either was paid $50,000 a year, $100,000 a year, or $200,000 a year. What would this person be entitled to? So if they were there 20 years and making $50,000 a year, that's $961 a week. So for the first 10 years, you'd be entitled to $96.10, 1 week per year. For the next, 19 to 20. So remember, 45 years old. So we'll look at if this person makes $50,000 a year, $100,000 a year, or $200,000 a year. $50,000 a year works out to $961 a week. So for the first 10 years, they'd be entitled to $9,610 as severance. For the second 10 years, you get 2 weeks. So that would be $19,220. And then you get that 10% because this person is 45. So for each year over 45, you get an additional 10%. So that would be another $52.85. And if this person was offered the $25,000 or this, which is about $30,000, let's see, 19,220 plus 9610 plus 52.85. So if you add these up, it's almost $35,000, and 35 is more than 25. And if you're getting the lesser of those two, you would get the 25. And that's only if you had been there all this time, 20 years. So for a newer employee, you would get the lesser of the 25 or what you're entitled to. So if we add all these together, you get about $35,000. So if this person did not take the VSIP and waited till they were terminated, they would get about $35,000. If they did take the VSIP, they would take $25,000 and would not be eligible for unemployment. Wait and get fired, you get 35 and you get unemployment, or take the VSIP and you get 25 and you don't get unemployment. So if I was there, this would be a horrible, horrible deal. So what if you're a new employee and you have, 1 or 2 years? Would you take the $25,000? No, you're not going to get the $25,000. So as I said, this is the lesser of the two. So if they dangle this $25,000 and you only have till today to make your choice, but you're only going to get 1 or 2 years of pay because you've only been there 1 or 2 years, you might be entitled to, $2,000 or $4,000, and they're offering you $25,000, but you're going to get the lesser of the two. So you're going to get the $4,000 and no unemployment, and you're going to get the lesser of the two. So if it was $4,000 and they're offering you $25,000, you're going to get the $4,000, and because you resigned, you will not get unemployment. You will never get the $25,000 because they're offering you the lesser of the two. So I would not take this deal, but you do you. So anyway, some resources that might be helpful for you, and I'll put them in the links. There's a couple of great books out there. One is this Legal Survival Guide. It's almost 700 pages, and it's $77. And this is a cheaper version. It's not as thorough. It's 150 pages, but it's only $20. And I will put the links in the description, and then you can order them from Amazon. And if you want to support the channel, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link. So I am a attorney, as I said, but I am not a employment attorney, and I'm not your attorney. This isn't legal advice. Everyone's situation is different, and I'm just trying to tell you what I would do in this situation, and hopefully it's helpful. And you might wonder, well, if you're not an employment attorney, why are you telling me this? Well, I don't see a lot of attorneys who do employment law putting this type of information out there. I think there's just YouTubers who are fear-mongering, and the people who do know what they're doing are not stepping up. So if I can help, I want to help. If I saw someone drowning, I would jump in and try to save them. I wouldn't say I'm not as good a swimmer as Michael Phelps, because I'm not as good a swimmer as Michael Phelps, but I'm there. So I have a law degree, I have an internet connection, and I'm putting out information which I hope is helpful. So even though I'm not an employment attorney, if there were employment attorneys putting this stuff out there, I wouldn't need to. But I know that you have till Monday to make this offer, and I just wanted to make you aware that it's not as good an offer as they're letting on. And normally when somebody makes you an offer and there's a very short time for you to decide, like they send it out on the weekend and you have till Monday to decide, like this offer from President Musk, then it's generally a bad idea. So you look at all the information and make the decision that's best for you and your family. and good luck to you. I know this is a difficult time. We live in crazy times. The White House is run by crazy people now, and I know you do good work, and a lot of times people don't appreciate it, but you are seen, and I was there with you for 20 years, and I wish you the best. So like and subscribe. I have some more videos in the pipeline that I'm going to put out, but I wanted to sort of rush this one out because I know that the deadline was today. So good luck to you all.